Hi guys, today we're going to review probability, both theoretical and experimental. Whenever you think about probability, I always want you to think about a part to total comparison. Let me show you what I mean. What is the theoretical probability of landing on broccoli? Assuming I spin the spinner one time, I know that the theoretical probability is what I think is going to happen. There is one part of this spinner that's broccoli out of a total of 1, 2, 3 parts. So what I think is going to happen is that there's a 1/3 probability that I will land on broccoli if I spin this spinner one time. Is it guaranteed that I'm going to land on broccoli? No, but I know that my probability is 1/3 because one part out of a total of 3 is broccoli. But suppose you spin the spinner 60 times and land on corn 12 times. What was the experimental probability? Experimental probability is what actually happens. It's still going to be a part to total comparison, but it's not what I think is going to happen. It's what actually happens. The probability of getting corn, the experimental probability, is that I landed on corn 12 times. And I spun my spinner 60 total times. So I know my experimental probability of getting corn was 12 out of 60. As a 7th grader, you really need to simplify your fractions. So I'm going to simplify this down. I know both of these are divisible by 2. That gives me 6/30. Both of these are divisible by 6. That gives me 1/5. So the experimental probability of landing on corn was 1/5. How does this compare to the theoretical probability of getting corn? I know I landed on corn 1/5 of the time, or if I change 1/5 to a percent, that's 20% of the time. How does this compare to the theoretical probability of getting corn? Well, I know that my theoretical probability is 1/3 because one part of my spinner is corn out of a total of 3 parts. My theoretical probability is that there's a 33% chance I'd land on corn, but when I actually did the experiment, I only landed on corn 20%. So my experimental probability compares by being less. I landed on corn less than I actually expected. Keep in mind, probability is always a part to total comparison, and that's what you're going to practice. Go ahead.